Pecha Kucha 167, Wonder Woman Volume 3, and Megatron storyboard. So, this is the end of the Greg Rucka run of Wonder Woman. I'm not quite sure how old it was. It's definitely based on the New 52 reboot, which isn't that old, isn't that new. It's from the last decade. It's been surprisingly good. I think the only time I've actually read Wonder Woman, I've read Volume 1 from the library, and 2 and 3 I actually bought because I thought it was worth seeing where this went. And I'm pretty sure the way this ends, that this is the end of the Greg Rucka Wonder Woman run. Which starts, among other things, with a life and death fight between Superman and Wonder Woman, where Superman literally tries to fly Wonder Woman into the sun, and then she fights her way out, and he knocks her back through the atmosphere of Earth into like a motorway. Wonder Woman is literally the female version of Superman, because she can take that shit. Superman was fighting because he was mind-controlled by a guy called Maxwell Lord, who says he will keep making Superman fight and kill unless she kills him, so she snaps his neck. Throughout the course of the comic, this is revealed publicly that she's killed this guy. She decides she's going to take this head on. She's going to go to court, and she's going to try and justify what she did, because it was actually the most practical, reasonable, and logical thing to do, and that she's got nothing to hide from, even though she has diplomatic immunity because she is the ambassador of Themyscira. Throughout the course of the comic, a war is raged by Maxwell Lord's followers. Themyscira disappears into the ether, and the Greek gods go with them. So an incredibly large amount of Wonder Woman's supporting cast characters and some of the enemies disappear this way. And then, of course, because Themyscira, the mythical island full of Amazons, disappears, there's no point in there being an embassy for it anymore. So then the remaining supporting cast have no jobs. So Wonder Woman ends this run basically at zero for the next person to come in. So the rest of the trade paperback is just other stuff. It's got some comics from Darkest Night, which was a global thing, a global event in the DC universe where there were zombies and stuff. Maxwell Lord, the guy who Diana killed, comes back as a zombie, and for shits and giggles loses his head, makes jokes about it. Doesn't really go anywhere. And then further in the Darkest Night story, Wonder Woman becomes evil, and then ultimately gets a ring. She has a ring that makes her evil, and then she gets a ring that makes her not evil later on. It's not really covered in this, but, the art's nice. So moving on to other things. Sometimes YouTube sends you random stuff, and you keep it. Twisted Metal is a PlayStation game that's like a destruction derby. The endings are weird, and it's about Calypso, a Faustian, a guy with powers who gives the winners of the competitions what they think they want, but ultimately he screws them over. It's just entertaining, poor cutscenes that amused me. I also watched a podcast by Proco, and I'm not sure who the old guy is, but I like him, and it's called Draftsman. They talk about art-related things. This one is about, should you have a secret identity as an artist? If you want to, say, do children's books and you're also into kink. Very interesting. I don't know if I'd call this kink. I was going to segue, but yeah, Gorefield is creepypasta based on Garfield. There's a guy called Lumpy Touch who does a lot of digital art, kind of like it's fake Game Boy games. I like his style. I like anybody who's this out there and being weird and is good at it. And the whole Gorefield thing kind of started with a guy called Will Burke who drew a really disturbing picture of Garfield as like a centipede or something. It's like a meme on Reddit. Look into it. Sorry, John, bullets don't work, something like that. But he streams, and he likes to work in black and white, and he's got a very dark outlook on things as well. And it's really quite enjoyable to just have these streams on in the background and watch him grow what he's doing. And effectively, he has a very interesting style where he just creates the silhouettes and then adds the white on top, which is something I definitely want to try out. He's clearly quite well practiced, so we'll see how that works. Earlier in the week, I did also try to do some stuff. Transformers is my thing right now because I'm reading a Transformers book. I referenced this from a great image, kind of trying to do it as fast as I could to get the forms as fast as I could. Then I kind of, I don't know, ran out of the desire to do it. Started randomly drawing Megatron. I'm always trying to figure out how that bloody helmet of his works, because it's not something I can quite grasp. Actually, I was mocking that How to Draw Transformers book last week, but it is actually pretty useful for trying to figure these things out. So I ended up doing a little bit of a one-page storyboard. Didn't really have a plan, but was just trying to fill something out. Optimus Prime's in trouble, Megatron's laughing it up, Starscream's going to kill him, and Megatron's like, no, because that's against the rules, because Saturday morning kids show villains, right? So I did a second draft, which I kind of tightened everything up. I was originally going to actually bust out the ruler tools and try and make this like tight, but you know what, that's something I still haven't quite figured out, how to do straight lines fast. I think I'm going to try doing a third draft of this and see if that goes anywhere. Because I didn't differentiate the line weight between the background and the foreground, I thought, let me just drop some grayscale on the characters so that they pop out a little bit, just so it's a little bit easier to read. And it is effectively a storyboard. It's not intended to be high quality finished art. This was really about how much can I do in a couple of hours. Good experience, need to do more. So Sad Clown of the Week, it's Christmas month, which means it's Christmas if you're in retail. I work in an office and they're planning the Christmas party, and all of the other stuff they're planning this is literally the first time in my life I've actually bowed to peer pressure. They've got Secret Santa things going on where you buy gifts for random people in the office and all of this stuff. And this is costing me a pretty penny to be a part of this. I only realised I was bowing to peer pressure like yesterday, because you wouldn't think of it that way. They're a good bunch of people I work with, so it's not like I want to just sit on the side and say bah humbug, but maybe I fucking should have. Is there still time? No, the die is cast, it's too late. But hopefully we can get some more Transformer stuff going. I think I can learn a lot focusing on line quality, perspective. I enjoy Transformers. It'd be great if I could just turn a corner with that and start getting out some work that feels like it's proper quality. We will see, though, however, because I do have a full-time job and it is Christmas and there is overtime, etc., etc. But that brings us to the end of Pecha Kucha 167, and I will see you next time.